Call from
Joshy Poo.
Josh?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, Josh?
Good, how are you? Me and my girl are big fans of your show, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So are you with her right now?
Yeah, she's right next to me. She's on a little doodle pad. You want to hear from her?
Yeah, I would love to hear from her. Do you want to put her on the phone?
Say hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Corey.
Corey, how did you and Josh first meet?
Oh God, I don't even know.
You don't know?
She offered to suck my dick for some pack.
Oh, come on.
Sorry to say.
Corey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you go into another room real quick?
Oh, why?
I mean, I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
How did you and Josh first meet each other?
I'm pretty sure he added me on Snapchat.
He added you on Snapchat. Do you remember
Yeah.
the first thing that he snapped you? Do you remember what it was that caught your attention?
No clue.
No clue.
Oh
Well,
my God, it was like 5 years ago.
it was 5. You guys are going on 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. If you don't remember what it was that initially caught your attention about Josh, what is it that continues to grasp your attention as the years go on?
The weed.
What is it about the relationship that excites you enough to remain in it?
The weed.
The weed. Just the weed?
No, I'm joking.
Corey,
Yeah.
there must be something about Josh, some sort of redeeming qualities. Maybe he's charismatic. Maybe he's just handsome. I don't know. I can't see him over the phone. But, I mean, what is it that, day after day, night after night, you continue to, be so drawn to him? I mean, 5 years is a long time of your life.
If I had to pick one thing, I'd say his dick.
His dick.
Yeah.
What about his dick?
Tastes good, has a nice curve to it. Ew.
What about the balls?
Not my favorite part, if we're being honest.
What makes you prefer the dick over the balls? Is there anything that Josh could do to improve his balls to make them more adequate for you?
I don't know if you could do that. Can you wax them?
You can wax balls.
I feel like that
think.
would be so painful.
Well, listen, I talked to Josh a little bit before this, and he told me he would do anything for you.
Oh, we're here.
Listen.
We should definitely
Josh,
wax his balls right now.
Corey, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you both are satisfied with the result of waxing Josh's balls, and I appreciate you guys calling.
All right, we will.
You have a good rest of the night.
You too.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.
Call from
Juno.
Juno!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. So, can I tell you about my invention? Or, it's not really an invention in, like, the mechanical sense, but it's like a way of living, I guess.
Sure. I would love to hear your invention, Juno.
Okay, so most people, when they're, like, looking for clothes, they find things that are okay at best, but something that I've started doing within the past year and has become a hobby for me is, like, making my own clothing. So I'll take old shirts, old sweaters, old pants that people don't wear anymore, and I will customize them to be exactly what I want. I feel like if more people did this, there would be. I just feel like it could take fashion to a whole new level. You know.
This is like sustainable fashion, right?
Yeah, exactly. Taking old clothes that people don't want, turning into something you love and wear constantly.
I see. I love that idea. I love that idea because, you know, in the thrift stores, there's some good stuff. That's why Macklemore wrote that song. You know?
Yeah.
That's what attracted people about that song is they heard something different. Everyone's always bragging about, you know, their Gucci or their, you know, what name designer brand this, designer brand that. Dude, there's some good stuff in the thrift shop.
I feel like there's a certain amount of, like, personality that comes with making your own as well. Like,
yes.
Yeah, you can have that Gucci shirt, but dude, I made these pair of pants myself. They're much cooler than your Gucci pants.
It is. There's got to be something empowering about walking around with clothes that you yourself designed. Or, you know, the thing is that a lot of people, they don't have necessarily the skills or the equipment necessary to do that. But, I mean, what skills or equipment are necessary? Do you have a sewing machine?
You don't need a sewing machine. All you need is needle, thread, time, and patience. Maybe paint.
Wow, you do it with a needle thread. Juno, tell me. First of all, are you wearing any garments currently that are of your own creation?
Yes, I am.
What of the ones that you're wearing? Which that you're currently wearing is your favorite?
Well, I'm actually only wearing one thing that I made myself. It's a pair of shorts that are like dark green that I dyed dark green myself and has this lace trim that I got from Joann's that I sewed onto the bottom. They're very, very cute.
And how long did it take you to make that?
Well, it was really just sewing on the lace trim. It took about, if I did it with the machine, it would take 30 minutes. But since I did it by hand, I put on a good movie. It took me about 2 hours. It was fine.
I don't know if I have the patience for that.
Yeah, it definitely does take patience, but like I'm somebody who's like very fluid with my expression and gender and whatnot. So being able to customize things to be personalized is such an amazing feeling.
Absolutely.
I feel like anybody who struggles with like body issues or like doesn't know how to express their anything, making your own clothes is a great way to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's always good whether or not, you know, clothes is a great example of a medium of self-expression. It's so great to have, you know, a lot of people, you know, they use clothes as a medium of expression, but they don't necessarily have those skills to go the extra step as opposed to just buying cool clothes, but making them. That adds a whole another layer of depth to the expression.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I love that, Juno. Thank you for
I'm going to
sharing.
be honest, it doesn't take much skill. It honestly just takes patience. Like, if you have the patience to get shit wrong and sew something incorrectly and undo it and do it again, you're going to be fine. It doesn't take skill. It just takes patience.
It's funny because I'm wondering which is the harder sell. It takes skill or it takes patience.
Yeah, I think patience is not something easily come by in our day-to-day life nowadays.
Well, listen, Juno, I think this is a movement worth spreading. You know,
I agree.
you should make TikToks, dude. Make TikToks
I do.
of like
I do.
you make TikToks doing the like here's how to sew shit.
I don't show people, but what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, my name's Juno. This is a shirt that I customized myself. Here's how I did it. And I'll post it. And I've got about 1,000 followers. So.
Where can we find you, Juno? I want to give you the bump.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My TikTok is at Juno the Sun.
We did it. Juno you said Juno the Sun?
Yeah, as in like the sun in the sky.
Are there any underscores or dollar signs or Q's or XXX's or just Juno the Sun?
Let me check. I think it's Juno _the.sun.
Oh my god! Why do people? Why it makes it more confusing if you put the underscore and the period.
Yeah, I know. I have that in my Instagram bio.
You, Juno. Everyone go follow Juno _the.sun. Juno, thank you so much for sharing. You have a wonderful rest of the night. It was great talking.
Yeah, you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Call from
Red.
Red?
Yes, what's up?
How old are you, Red?
I am 25.
You're 25.
Yes, sir.
25 what?
Human years, I guess.
Human years. Do you feel human? Because a lot of people think that consciousness is binary. You know, a chicken is unconscious. We as human beings are conscious. A lot of people like to think that the animalistic tendencies within us have been replaced by the human tendencies, but that is incorrect. In reality, our brains, while they have tendencies and operation modes that are unique to human beings, such as creativity, imagination, empathy.
Yes.
Our brains are not filled with those things alone. They're still filled. Our human tendencies live in the same brain as roommates with our animalistic tendencies. Hunger,
like our lizard brain.
thirst, lust.
Our lizard brain, right?
Fear.
That's like our survival, fight or flight.
So I ask you, while you say that you are 25 human years old, I want to know, do you feel as though you tend to lean more into your human side or your animal side?
It depends on the moment, I guess. I don't know. I am pretty creative. I draw. I make.
Tell me about this moment.
Woodwork.
Tell me
this
about
moment right
this
now.
moment right
This
now.
moment is almost surreal. I mean, I'm talking to the gecko. I wouldn't expect to be talking to the gecko, but here I am.
You're living in a moment that you did
out
not
of body.
expect to happen.
Yeah, yeah. It was very, very.
You say
unexpected.
this feels out of body?
In a way, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I'm just chilling in my room, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call the gecko because I kind of had a question, but I wasn't actually expecting you to answer.
Ooh. You have a question, you say?
Yeah, but since the whole theme of the night was kind of going in the sex direction, I don't know if I should ask it now because it's kind of a sex.
Well, first of all, the theme of the night started out in a sex direction because there was a bunch of 13-year-olds calling me. But now I feel like now that we got that out of the way, we had enough conversations with real people that we can talk about whatever you want. I mean, look, at any given time you can talk about whatever you want. You know, the topic of the evening, the current wave, and I want everyone who has called into this show or is thinking about calling into this show to know that the current wave, the current vibe of the room does not have to be the vibe of the room forever. I want each individual caller to bring with them whatever vibe they feel fits to their individual call, not feel pressured by the vibes that came before or the vibes that might come after. I want to know about your specific individual vibe. Please tell me your question. I would love to hear.
So, a couple came. They approached me. Not really approached me, but in the DMs, the husband wants to do like the cuckold thing.
Sure.
He wants me to bang his wife.
Sure.
And he wants to like watch and be humiliated, but
Okay.
he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to like join in. He said he wants me to give his wife what he can't, and
Sure.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the wife's really hot, but they're older, like probably like late 30s.
Where did you meet them?
I knew them from just like they were older class, like probably, I don't know, like 10 years older, but I played baseball and like we just kind of knew them from like, you know, like the guy, I know the guy, he played baseball and we just kind of knew him. He was like umpire when we were like little kids, you know, and shit like that when he was in high school. And so I've kind of known him for a while, but it was just kind of out of the blue.
Interesting. So you've known this guy for a while.
Yeah, I mean, like I've known him. It wasn't like I was like, you know, his buddy. Like, you know, we weren't like having barbecues and hanging out and shit. Like, you know, but I've known him. I've known of him, I guess. 2 years.
And
I'm just wondering, like, what? I mean, the wife's hot, but it's like I've never banged somebody's wife while he was in the room.
Well, walk me through this here. So you're attracted to the wife, and that would be your primary motivation for taking part, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
But you're hesitant because you're uncomfortable of the idea.
I don't want him jumping on my back or something. That's like.
Are you afraid of your own safety in this situation?
Not necessarily. No. I mean,
You just said you were afraid of him jumping on your back. He said he's not going to join in. He's not interested in having any sexual activity with you or even his wife. At the same time as you. He just wants to watch. I assume masturbate while he watches.
That is another thing. I mean, as long as he doesn't make eye contact. I mean, I guess it'd be fine. But I don't want to like hear him grunting and shit either in the corner. So I don't know how to go about it because he was a cool guy like when we played baseball and all that shit. But this kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting him to approach me with that kind of a question. And then
there's a few pros here. The pros is that you get to engage in sex with a person that you're interested in, who is interested in you, which is nice. And then you get a new experience out of this, because let me tell you something, is this comes off as weird to you at first. But look, you never know, man. You might get in there. You can always here's the thing. You can anticipate, you can try to think about how you might feel in a certain situation, but you won't really know. You can always go, oh, I'm going to feel weird about that I'm going to be scared in this situation, I'm going to be this in this situation, but you won't really know
until I'm there.
Until you're having sex with that guy's wife and he's watching you. And don't discount the idea that something unconscious could awaken at that moment that you did not know was in you. And that could lead you down a whole path of sexual experience that could be beautiful for you that you would have never walked had you shied away from this new experience. That's the pro. The con, you feel a little weird for a little bit.
Well, because what the weirdest part about it was he said that he wanted to watch while he was humiliated in the corner, and I don't know if he wanted me to like point at him and laugh or something, or like fucking. Look. I think that again. Maybe you'll be pointing at this guy and laughing. Maybe you, I don't know, maybe throw a tomato at him or something. And you're like, wow, that was incredible. Maybe you throw a tomato at him and you come at that exact moment. And you realize that this is your thing now. And now, the great thing about this is that if that happens, not only do you go down this road of fulfilling sexual experience that you did not know was available to yourself, along the way, you're helping other couples. Like, let's say that you participate in this, you help this guy out with his cuckold fetish, and then you're like, oh, that was great, I want to do that again. You find another couple that's like, all we need is an open-minded, handsome young man who's comfortable with who he is and what he likes, and you're like, I'm that guy, I'll rise to that occasion for you. And you can be that person for others. You can help other people while helping yourself. That's the magic of what can possibly happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you should do it either way. I'm just saying that there might be a path that you don't even know about. I just want you to stay open-minded. I don't want you to feel pressured into doing anything you never ever should. But look, be open-minded in life. You never know where it can take you. I'm like, I'm kind of like, I'm sitting on the fence with it too. Like, I'm like, if this gets this dude off and the chick, because she's, I guess, apparently this dude has like a mushroom. Like a little mushroom in his pants or something, so at least she gets a little bit something out of it for her. But what if it's like the whole like Molly MDMA thing, where they say don't have sex while you're on Molly because you'll love the feeling so much that it won't ever be the same again unless you're on Molly? What if it's like that kind of situation? And then I'm like chasing the dragon, I'm like,
what if this happens? What if that happens? Look, you only live once. Go have sex with some guy's wife.
All right, man. I appreciate the advice.
Of course,
It's
man.
You pushed me over the fence.
I don't look. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't feel pushed, but keep your mind up.
Well, I was leaning one way or the other, and I just kind of wanted someone to be like, just do it, and you just kind of were like, just enjoy life, dude. Appreciate it.
Call back. Let us know how it went.
Yeah, I will.
You have a good rest of the night.
All right, you too.
Call from
Brian.
Brian,
How you doing tonight, Mr. Geck?
I'm doing good.
Oh, let me turn that off, my B. What's going on?
I'm a gecko on the computer.
And I love it, bro, and I love it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad someone appreciates it, Sometimes
Always appreciate
I really do appreciate that because sometimes I feel as though you ever have those little moments where you're like, oh, I'm living in the Truman Show and my reality is fake.
I just watched that movie again for like the millionth time the other day. I love that movie.
Sometimes I do wonder if all of the chatters in my stream are bots and if I'm just sitting here alone. Like truly alone.
You're not alone, bro. You have all these people talking with you.
But what if they're bots?
That's what the Geck Across America is. You want to visit all your people, all your fans.
What if they're bots?
Do you know the activation code?
Listen, what's your name?
Brian.
Brian, have you ever invented something?
I mean, like, maybe like stone snacks of like shitty foods that I probably shouldn't eat, but like...
Stone snacks.
I don't know, like, you ever like get stoned and like you have very few like food in your fridge and like, yo, let me just throw this shit together?
Yeah, I used to, a couple times, I would see if there were different I would do this thing where I would melt cheese on various items and rank them.
That sounds brilliant.
So, but they were unconventional items. Like I would melt cheese onto a cookies and cream Pop-Tart. See if it tastes
Okay, at least they're edible. Like you're melting cheese on like just a shoe for shits and giggles.
No, I'd melt cheese on a cookies and cream Pop-Tart. That was actually pretty good.
I know you're not the first person to tell me that. I believe that. Like I've heard people put cheese on Pop-Tarts before.
I've melted cheese on Scooby-Doo fruit snacks.
Now, is this like in like how are you melting it? Is this like you got like a warmer, you got a toaster oven, microwave?
The microwave. I would put it in the microwave. The Scooby snacks didn't turn out so well because what would happen is the snacks would also sort of take on a liquid form. And I would have to just eat it with a spoon. It no longer became a finger food.
How did it taste?
Being melted down.
How did
it taste? The flavor of these fruit snacks definitely engulfed the cheese. It was definitely far more prominent than the cheese flavor because I believe that sweet tends to overtake savory when you mix the two. And so there was a hint of cheese, but it was primarily fruit snack.
All right, what type of cheese? Also, another question is, what is your top tier, the best item you melted cheese, and the lowest tier, like never doing that shit ever again?
I would put, let's see, lowest tier, probably Peeps. Cheese on Peeps.
Oh, that's what
Put it to low tier. And then the cheese on the cookies and cream Pop-Tart was pretty damn good.
I love it. I love it.
So let me ask you, now that I've shared with you some of my combinations, what were some of yours?
Oh, just nasty, sandwiches. It was, whatever meats and you ever have, that after-pool sandwich where it's, as a kid growing up, you're really tired after the pool, you want to put chips on a sandwich? But you look back on that, and it's pretty gross, and then you get stoned in it again, and it's yo, that's pretty good.
No, I think I think that chips should be a standard part of the sandwich experience.
What type?
It adds a crunchiness that is not typical. It's not typical to put Doritos on your sandwich, but it should be. It should be.
I love those little potato sticks. I don't know exactly what they're called. They're like French fry sticks or something. Those are pretty good on a nice burger.
With the caps. The guy who's got the cap on. The guy that looks like Elmer Fudd. Hot fries.
I think fridge. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Yo,
Man,
hot
I'm
fries
gonna look
on
for
a
some
ham and
now.
cheese sandwich would actually be bussin', as the kids say.
Is that what the kids call it nowadays?
Well, tell me, what was the best stoner snack that you've created in your career as a mixologist?
I got you. I'm a huge cheese fan, right? So you take 3 cheese, all right? You shave off all the cheese on the outside, all that, the grind.
Sure.
Chop it in half, and then you put your choice of jelly. So like I chose apple butter, but you can choose like any type of jelly you want. Wrap it in croissant dough, and then bake that. It's the perfect like pastry with brie cheese and the sweetness of the jelly. Yeah, that shit's fire.
Jelly and cheese.
Yeah. Like,
You know,
feel classy
cheese.
because it's
People
brie.
tend to cringe. People tend to cringe when someone describes something sweet but also cheesy. But I think that it's an underdeveloped palate, and
for
I
sure.
think that you and I, visionaries, may be too strong of a word, but I'll leave that word on the table here. We're definitely exploring, unexplored territory.
The new frontier of food making.
Listen, what'd you say your name was?
Brian.
Brian, I wish you the best of luck in your further trailblazing. I appreciate you calling in.
Hell, man. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you too, boy.
You have a good rest
Good
of
night,
the
Mr.
night.
Geck. You too, boss.
Call from
Laura.
Laura, have you ever invented something?
Yeah. Okay, so when I was a kid, I was really lazy. And what I did is I set up my room so that I could control everything with strings. So I would just pull a cord next to my bed and I'd turn off the lights, or I'd pull a cord and I'd turn on the fan. Oh, hey, it's the real Laura.
Who just walked into the room?
It's my wife.
Wait, you used your wife's name?
I did.
Are you really
What's your
talking
name?
to them?
Hold on. I want to talk to your. Let me talk to your wife real quick.
Okay, hey, here. I'll tell my story.
Hello.
What's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Fernando.
Fernando.
I got busted.
What, Fernando? Why was Lauren using your name?
I could use my wife's name, right?
He says he gets to use my name because I'm his wife.
Is that part of your contract?
That's totally part of the contract. You take.
No, it's not. There's no.
Because normally spouses will take each other's last names, but I've never heard of people taking each other's first names.
I can't hear what he's saying, but
Yeah, I haven't taken his name yet. It's too expensive.
It's expensive.
they charge you for that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not-
like
it's not
$300.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean they charge you? Who's they? What are you
The
talking
state.
about? It's your name. You can just. It's your who.
I guess
That doesn't
the
make any
picture's
sense. Who
not-
charges you? It's your name.
To legally change my name so I can change it on all documents and government
Who cares
IDs.
about documents? What? Just start telling people to call you by that name.
I have, like, informally.
No, formally. You decide the form. This is your life. This is your name. You can't give
Take on the US
you
government. You're
can't
not paying a
give
single dime.
the sanctity of your name over to the government. This is who you are. This is your identity here. You can't. You can't make other people charge you to what your name is. That's insane.
I do if I want it on the government paper.
Fernando, have you ever invented anything?
Yeah. You know, it keeps cutting off.
Have you ever invented anything?
Yeah, so like I was saying.
No, I was talking to Fernando.
Oh. Wait, Fernando me or Fernando Laura?
Laura, you were telling me. Okay, you know what? Listen. Let's hear yours first, because you were telling me that you rigged up your device with saw traps, and I want to hear about that.
Not saw traps. It was just, little levers and pulleys so you can turn the lights on and off from your bed. Close the door, raise the curtain, just lazy stuff like that. That once you're in bed, you don't want to get up to do. So I just put in a little work, got it set up, and I was able to be lazy.
You're a little Jimmy Neutron mixed with some Ferris Bueller. I like it. What do you do now?
I work at a library.
You work at a library.
Yeah, I do home delivery for seniors.
Now, let me ask you something. It seems as though at such a young age you were very crafty. How come you didn't become an engineer or a scientist of some kind?
I just don't like that culture. There's just this need to like automate everything, and there's just too much time crunch, and it's too much math too. I'm not super into math.
You're not super into math. You're more into reading.
Yeah, I prefer reading over math.
What do you actually do at this library?
So I set up delivery for seniors, or for people who can't or have trouble leaving their home. So if for some reason they can't leave their home or they find it difficult, they can sign up for home delivery, and I do that.
Dude, you know what you gotta do?
What do I gotta do?
You gotta buy like miles and miles and miles of string, and then rig up a device that goes you lay out string from your library to every senior's home in that area, and make it so that they pull a string, and a book goes from the library into their home. You should do that.
Well, wouldn't like drone delivery be easier than strings in this situation?
Look, you're the scientist. You figure it out.
There is already drone library delivery, but it's out in like Washington.
Laura,
Virginia.
I'm not here to talk about the future. I'm here to live in the present. I appreciate
You're
you
asking
very
about
much.
inventions. That's the future.
I appreciate both of you very much. Laura, don't let the government take control of your identity. I wish you both a beautiful rest of the night. Thank you guys so much for calling in.
Thanks, Lyle. Wait, I do have one question. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. I don't want to like dox you or anything, but are you in any way related to Fran Drescher? Like, is it remotely possible?
Why do you ask?
We have the same last name. Well, I don't even know if it's her real last name, but it's there.
Yeah, I know Fran. We text every once in a while.
I'm not saying if you know them. I'm saying if you could be related.
Her. She's my second cousin.
I'm skeptical, but I'll believe you, Geck.
You can believe whatever you want. This is America, Fernando.
Well, you can believe anything you want anywhere in the world.
This is true.
Just keep it hidden sometimes,
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, bye.
Call from Melbo.
Melbo?
Hello?
How are you, Melbo?
Oh my God, I'm good. How are you? Holy shit.
Tell me everything.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. This is only my 4th stream. I can't believe I got in.
This is only your 4th stream.
Yeah, I'm loving this. This is great. I love your speed.
Thank you so much, Melbo. How did you find the stream?
It was in one of the... No, who was it? Somebody was hosting your stream when they were offline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Who? What? Do you remember who it was?
Vectroid Live, I think it was.
I have no idea who that is. I have to tell them I said thank you.
No problem. Their streams are very overwhelming. They're fantastic. They mix music.
Interesting. I don't really do music. I don't really know what I do. I just sit in a chair and I talk to people on the phone,
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. I need, as hard as I always preach, you shouldn't care about other people's opinions of you. But if you were really living that, you would not care about other people's opinions of you, even when they're good opinions. So
yeah,
I always
that's a
feel
good
like
point.
if you get too what is it? What's the word? If you get too high off of other people's compliments of you, it leaves you vulnerable to feeling bad when other people insult you. Because if you're going to not listen to anyone's opinions, you got to not listen to them when they're good and when they're bad, and develop something like, sort of an interior way of being. I'm trying to do that better.
I mean, I am too. I think that's a good point, though. But rather than just ignore everything, it's trying to like kind of compound it all together and see what's kind of coming out in the middle. Like take time and reflect about what they're saying and maybe why, as to who they are as a person and what they think about you. And is that your problem or is it theirs? Always a mystery.
It's true. I try to not let other people have influence over my life or thoughts, which is an impossible task unless if you're like an enlightened, person or something, which I am not. But
yeah,
I'd like to consider myself on the road. I'd like to consider myself an active trier of not caring what other people think, not someone who's achieved full success on it, but Yeah,
I mean, every day that we live, we just try to strive and be better for ourselves and for the people around us. That's all you can do. Just try to help the person next to you.
Sometimes we strive to be better people. Sometimes we sit around all day watching long plays of Sonic Heroes for GameCube.
That's very specific.
What have you ever invented something?
I invented a word. I was going to try to figure out if that counted, but
That absolutely counts, please.
Okay, thank you. So, when you get really excited because you have pancakes and you eat them too quickly, so
Sure.
It kind of feels like you're choking, but you're not actually choking, so you play it off and you have to like drink some water, but then you're good. I call that pancake throat.
Pancake throat.
Yes, I invented the word pancake throat. It can work with other things like waffles or basically any kind of bready sort of thing, but pancake throat.
Theoretically, whatever you're choking on, you have that thing throat. So if someone's choking on a hot dog, they have hot dog throat.
I did almost choke on a hot dog at the zoo once. It was pretty bad.
I like the idea of the paramedics come to revive, to like help someone out who's choking on a hot dog, and they're like, he has hot dog throat.
I'm so sorry. He got, it's the worst hot dog throat I've ever seen.
He died of... Why pancake? Why specifically just pancakes? I feel like, I like the concept of if someone's choking on a thing, they have that thing throat. I'd like to open it up. I'd like to open it up to all various sorts of things as opposed to keeping it closed to just pancakes.
So I do love that, and I want to build on it. I had specifically picked pancake throat because you're not actually choking, but your throat just it's not actually choking. Like you can still breathe and you're fine, but it's that weird. Like I got too excited about pancakes and I ate them too quickly, and now I'm like a little choking.
Mm. Has this? Now I'm curious. I feel like the fact that you invented a word for it implies that this happens to you a lot.
I really like pancakes.
Don't get too much pancake throat. We don't want you to die of pancake throat.
Well,
put some extra syrup on there to sort of lubricate it as it goes down.
If that's how God's gonna take me, then that's how I'm gonna go.
I respect it. What'd you say your name was?
Melbo.
Melbo, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Call from
Anthony.
Anthony, how you doing?
What's up? I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing my best, Anthony. What can I do for you this evening?
I just figured, I've been seeing you around a lot. I figured I'd call, I like you. I like what you do. It makes me happy to see it.
Thank you, Anthony. Well, tell me. I want to hear a little bit more about that feeling. Like happy in what way?
Just good about what you're doing for people and how you're doing it and stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. What?
Of course.
So you say like what you're doing for people, because I don't know. I don't necessarily like. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know if like talking to people is helping them. Although I guess it is. I mean, I try not to judge what I'm doing. I try to just keep doing it.
I think you're giving a lot of people an outlet. You know what I mean? Like someone to come to, like a friend to come and talk to and like chill out with. I think that's what you're giving a lot of people.
What's your name again? Anthony.
My name's Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony. I mean, how can I help you? Anything going on? What's shaking, Anthony?
I'm doing all right. My lovely girlfriend just went on vacation, so I'm kind of doing my own thing.
And is this the first time in a while that you've been away from her?
Yeah. So
How long you guys been
settling in. Huh? Oh, not long. It's only been like maybe 2 months. It's coming up on 3, I think.
How'd you guys meet?
So I worked at an IHOP, and her and I went to the same high school, but I'd never. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you resuscitated her with the Heimlich.
You know exactly how it went.
I'm sorry, I want to hear the real story.
But no, yeah, we went to the same high school, and I'd never like actually talked to her there. But she came in, and then she kept coming in. And that's sort of how I like met her, and I met like the whole friend group through that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you were the cute waiter that they were hitting on. That's cool. I like that. That's a cute story. How old are you?
I am turning 20 soon. I'm 19 right now.
That's a cute story because I feel like most people are doing the apps. And everyone on the apps is like, man, I wish I could meet someone like in a, how they used to do it in the olden days.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan on like dating apps. They don't really get to me. Like I know some people who swear by it. I could never.
So Anthony, have you ever invented something?
Like, just ranted?
You said rancid?
Ranted. I heard you say vent. I'm not.
I said, have you ever invented something?
I got a few ideas. I just came up with one tonight, actually, for perpetual motion. But everyone tells me I'm crazy.
You invented the idea of perpetual motion?
Well, I thought of something that might work.
Tell us.
So, those big water wheels they got in flowing rivers?
Yeah.
So what if we took one of those and we made a loop of water that was constantly running with a equal downhill and uphill to keep it going, and it just powered the water, the water wheel.
Wait, you're telling me it was equally uphill and equally downhill, so it kept going on and forever?
Yeah.
Does that work?
It might. I haven't looked too far into it. I'm just coming up with it. But it might.
Someone said you will have efficiency. Uncle Steve Marino said you will have efficiency loss.
No. There's no way. This is foolproof. I thought of it.
I'm dumb as shit and I don't know anything. So I mean, if you're like asking me if I think this will work, I'm like, sure. You seem like you've thought this through much more than I have or ever will. So
I barely thought it through.
I'm on board. I don't know how I can help, but I support the vision.
Your support is all I need.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna make this happen. You're gonna hear about me on the news, and I'm gonna say the therapy gecko got me through this.
Love it. What'd you say your name was? Anthony? It's still Anthony?
Yep.
Anthony.
Yeah, it's still me.
Anthony.
Hey.
Thank you, man. You have a good rest of the night.
Of course, man. You too. Have a good stream. You too.
Anthony! Anthony, come on! Come on, Anthony. I was on a call with someone today. I don't know if he's here. It was a call with someone who we're going to be shooting for the Geck Across America documentary. And we were talking to him because we wanted to shoot a scene with us we wanted to shoot at a bar. So we asked him, "Are you 21?" And he said, "I've been 21 for 3 years now." And what he meant when he said that was that he's 24 years old. But what I thought he was saying was that he's been 21 for 3 years, which would not make sense.
Call from Sarah.
Sarah?
Hello?
Sarah? God closes a rose, he opens a Sarah. How you doing, dog?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Have we ever spoken before, Sarah?
We have not.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. You're 20,000 years old. That's very old.
Yeah.
Are you on speakerphone right now? It's a little hard to hear you.
I am. I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's, slightly better. Can you guys all hear Sarah? Sarah!
Hello?
How did you find yourself here, Sarah?
I saw a TikTok and then I found your Twitch and now I'm here.
Likely story.
I'm being serious. I didn't think you would
that's why I
answer
know.
me.
I think you're being serious too. That's why I said likely story. You didn't think you would be here, you say?
Yes.
Where did you think you would be?
I don't know. I didn't expect an answer.
And now that you have one, how do you feel?
A little anxious, but it's okay.
Is there anything in particular, and it's okay if not, that you wanted to talk about this evening?
Not really. I was just curious.
You were curious, like, about if the number was real, if you would be able to get in, if how the conversation would go.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And do you feel like, in the short duration of time that you've been on, has your curiosity been satisfied, or is there anything about this experience that you remain curious about that I could possibly explain for you?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty satisfied.
Good. Sarah, have you ever invented something?
I have not. Should I have?
Should you have?
Yes.
I don't believe in shoulds. I hate shoulds.
Interesting. How come?
Shoulds are just like expectations that come out of thin air, and if there's one thing I fucking hate, it's expectations. I mean, what does that mean? You should have invented something. Do you feel as though you should have invented something?
I don't know. I meant more in the context of your show. Like, is it?
Like, should you have prepared an answer before calling in?
Yes.
I mean, look, I prepared minimally to receive your call, so I would expect you to put in the same amount of preparation making it.
I like that answer.
So who are you, Sarah? Like, what do you do? Do you pay rent?
I still live with my parents, but I work at a pet store.
You work at a pet store. What do you do there?
I mean, I like help with the animals with like cleaning and feeding and everything like that.
Do you clean up a lot of shit?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you ever come home from the pet store smelling like shit?
I mean, probably, but thankfully everyone's nice enough to not let me know that.
That's not. If you wouldn't you want someone to let you know that you smell like shit if you smelled like shit?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, that makes sense.
What else should we know about you, Sarah?
I'm not sure. I like to keep to myself until I know people.
How much longer until you feel like you know us?
I don't know. I don't even have the stream open anymore. I can't read what people are saying.
No, don't read the chat. The chat is wild. They're unhinged.
Okay. Are they being nice though?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm not reading
You're
the
right.
chat. No, look, when people, there's no reason to read the chat when you're on the phone because, I mean, I don't read the chat while I'm talking to callers because it's distracting. You know, the only chat going on right now is between you and me.
This is true. Okay. This is interesting. I like this.
Good. I'm glad. What else, Sarah? All right, so you work at a pet store. You weren't expecting to get on. You've never invented anything. You live with your parents. Are you in school? Do you do school?
Yeah. I'm taking a break right now, but I am gonna go back at some point.
What do you plan to go back for?
I was a psych major actually.
A psych major. Interesting. So do you have aspirations of becoming a real therapist?
Yeah, some kind of therapist. I don't want to do like normal therapy, but some kind of other fun type.
Some kind of other fun type of therapy.
Like art therapist, stuff like that.
Okay. Interesting. You know, here's a pro tip. I mean, I'm not a real therapist, but I'm learning that you don't really need a degree to be a therapist. You can just go pretend to be one on the internet, and people will. And you can actually be very upfront about the fact that you're not a real therapist and that no one should trust you, and they'll still come to you for advice. So the degree part of that. If you were trying to cut costs on anything in your life, you know, you could consider that.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind.
Sarah, but look, before we go, I mean, is there anything that you want the people at home to know? Not even about you, but about just the world in general, a message. If you could send a message out to all the people of the world, what would that message be? What do you want the folks to know?
I want the folks to know that happiness and comfort is the most important part of life.
I disagree with that, but I appreciate you sharing.
Well, it's my opinion.
It's true. No, I mean it is your opinion. I don't disagree with the fact that it is your opinion.
Mhm.
I disagree with the sentiment.
Okay. Well, we're all entitled to our own.
You know, I think that comfort. I mean, it depends, because well, it depends on how you want to live your life. I could be more comfortable than I am, but I think I'd get bored of that.
Okay. See, like, I see your side of it, but I also value comfort myself.
I think that self-awareness better than all of them. You know, how do you like to live your life? You know, are you aware of the fact that you enjoy comfort? Then you should pursue that. But if you don't enjoy comfort, if you're self-aware enough to know, you know, how you enjoy living, how your brain is wired, I think it's good to follow that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with that, but... Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Well, Sarah, it was fun debating with you.
You as well.
Have a wonderful rest of the night.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Why is everyone yelling at me to show my belly? I'm on the phone! I'm on the phone! I'm on the phone here. I can't show my belly. I'm on the phone. I don't read the chat when I'm on the phone. I gotta fight. Here's the thing. Here's how I do this stream. Is I like to talk to chat I talk to chat all the time on the stream. I'm consistently talking to chat. The only difference is I do it one at a time. I talk to chat one at a time.
Call from
David.
David, you said your name. David, I had to listen so closely to hear your name. You said it so very daintily.
I'm sorry. Is it what's the audio situation?
It's pretty terrible. How far away are you? Are you like, does your phone have some sort of infectious disease and you're avoiding it?
No, I actually have it hooked up to like a pretty legit mic, but maybe it's really quiet.
Can you turn the microphone up a little bit? No one can hear David, right?
Are we getting better?
We're getting better. We're getting a little better.
Oh. Okay. Tell me what's keep going even more? Okay, now I'm thinking that maybe it's using the wrong mic.
Well, all right, now we can hear it. Now we can hear Dave.
Okay, is it like a little reverby at all?
So people are saying it's reverby, but I don't hear it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to blow people. I'm worried that I'm blowing out some people's ears and not yours somehow.
Do you guys hear the reverb?
What's the...
Someone said you sound like God. That's kind of cool.
I am God. Yeah, no, I don't want to be that loud though. That worries me. Maybe I don't have the stream on, but I wonder if I turned it on if I could hear myself, you know.
David, where do we go when we die?
Hold on for a second. Okay. That sounds normal to me.
David?
Okay, that sounds normal to me. I'm here. Sorry.
Hey, David?
Yeah. Yeah. Lyle, how you doing?
Where do we go when we die?
Oof. You asked me that 10 years ago. I'd have a confident answer. I don't know. These days, Lyle, we've transitioned a lot. We've moved away from...
Have we spoken before, David?
Yeah, we did actually speak a while ago.
How long's a while?
God, that was probably when you first started streaming. Called in like with a not necessarily funny bit, you know? I don't know. It was fine.
Oh, you called in with a bit?
It wasn't even like a bit. It was, I don't even remember what like, I wasn't trying to do like a bit necessarily, but...
What's your bit?
I don't actually remember like what the original, it was so long ago. It was like literally, I feel like you maybe had like 100 or so viewers at that point. But we talked about Spanish class. We talked about sitting next to each other in Spanish class, and I said like the wrong name at one point, and I corrected myself and said that sorry about lying. There's no way you're gonna remember that specific thing. You probably had so many calls. It wasn't.
Listen, David.
Yeah.
Whether or not I remember that specific thing doesn't matter, because I feel like we're presented with an opportunity currently to make new memories.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked your premise a lot, like what you were doing on the stream, and after that call, I wrote like a little diddly for you, like a little
You wrote
song.
me a diddly?
I wrote you a little diddly, yeah. Like,
what's the diddly? How's the diddly go?
Yeah, I can get to it. It was right after that call, like probably a few months ago, and then I forgot about it, and then I saw you stream again, and I was like, I had this note in my phone of like a song, you know?
Let's hear the diddly. Diddle us.
The problem is, I guess diddle us isn't necessarily, it doesn't hold up these days, but I could play you a tune. Yeah, I was just like, man, maybe I should finally try to call back, and I was literally about to stop calling.
Diddle my Geck balls, dude. Let's hear it.
Okay, what's this guitar sound like? Okay, like what's the volume on the? Because I don't want to I'm like worried.
David,
loud.
look, it's a safe space.
No, but I don't want to be too loud. You know, the guitar. Like, what's the?
Sounds perfect to me.
Oh yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah. Just a little. I found this note in my phone from months ago, and I was like,
Let's hear it, Dave.
put to good use. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Sorry, I'll stop dragging now. I don't like performing, you know? It's not my thing. All right. Sorry. Therapy Gecko, he's not a man in a suit. Give him a call, and if you get through, you can spill your guts, your heart, or your soul. You can be serious, sad, or even a troll. He might yes and you if he's doing a bit, or he might just hang up if he's tired of it. He's a real gecko with a human face. Explore Alaska or outer space to say what's on your mind and listen to what he says. But always remember and never forget, he's not a licensed therapist.
That was incredible.
That's it.
That was amazing. Do you have that recorded somewhere? I love that. I want to use that for something. That's amazing. I love it.
No, I don't have that recorded.
Dude, that's fucking. That was perfect.
Okay.
What do we do with that? How do we get? I want to. How can I get that in a thing that I can share with people, or even put? I don't know. Just I want to get that recorded, dude. That was amazing.
Then we several $1,000 for the copyright. Right?
I got you.
Get right on that. No, I'm happy to. I mean, I make music, so I could put it in actual recording. Like,
if you actually recorded that would be. I don't know, like, maybe I could use it as like an intro song or something like, or an outro.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be cool. That would be a good like outro song for the podcast. I like that a lot, dude. If you recorded that would be fucking sick. I would find a way to use it.
I can do that for you. I can put, like I said, it was just on my phone. I was like, I'll just call back in and give it to you. I'm happy to give you the rights to that song for free.
How long have you been sitting on that for?
Probably 6 months. I don't. Once you start streaming, I don't know. It's literally just been a note in my phone. I never changed the lyrics. I wrote it out in like 10 minutes after the podcast because I just like to play around the guitar and write lyrics. And I was like, it'd be a fun thing to like.
Your bashfulness. You're hiding your gifts from the world.
I'm sorry. I'll get on that for you if you.
Deadass, please. If you recorded that and sent that to, I would absolutely use that, man. That's 10 out of 10, dude. I love that.
I can. I don't know. I guess I could pop in the Discord. I don't know how I could actually get it to you realistically.
Yeah. The Discord would be lit.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I'll put in a little over the weekend. Maybe I'll try to sit down and get into a, I don't know, somewhat decent form.
Fuck yeah, dude! No, please send that to me on Discord. Whenever, I would love to use that as like the outro to my podcast. That would be amazing.
Sure, all yours, my dude. I appreciate your business model here. As a musician, I'm like, dang, like people create content for you. I'm jealous of that. You know what I mean? Just like I work so hard for what's mostly garbage. It comes out as garbage at the end of the day, and then, man, if I could just sit down and people just call in and they do the content, that's great. It's a great business model. It
is true. I did like stand up and sketch and shit like that for a long time. But I very much hear what you're saying. I mean, here's the thing: it gives me a lot less control over the quality of the content. But it is nice to be able to just sort of hop on stream without having to prepare at all and do things.
Yeah. I get that. That's valid.
Dude, while we have a captive audience here, where can people like find you? People who, because everyone in the chat, they're captivated. They're under your magic spell. Where do we send them to see more David?
I appreciate that. You know what? I was actually hesitant to call in because I am at a point where I don't know what I would want my musical brand to be, so I haven't built out anything. And I was like, I actually have a thought.
Do you have a website, an Instagram, anything where people can find you?
I write like right now. If you looked up David Nathaniel on SoundCloud or Bandcamp, you would find a page for me.
David Nathaniel on SoundCloud.
The caveat is that's like folk music, and I don't necessarily know what the direction I want to go in. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm hesitant to push that as like the thing. Because it could change.
Everyone go follow David Nathaniel on SoundCloud and join him on the journey of figuring out who he is.
Like I don't have my Spotify.
You don't have to.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to be a finished product yet, David. We're here for you, dude. We're here to watch you on your journey. You don't have to have it figured out. We're here. The reason why people want to follow you is because they want to watch you as you develop. You know. So the fact that you're starting out as folk, you could be a fucking. Do freaking house music or EDM or whatever by the end of it, but we want to watch the journey, David. So it doesn't matter if you're not figured out yet. Everyone follow David Nathaniel on SoundCloud, so we can watch his musical career grow.
Yeah. Folk music's not. It's tough. It's a tough sell. You know. Right now, it's not super in, but it's what comes out if I write. Unfortunately.
Damn, David, God damn it, get some. I want to inject you with some conviction here. There's a, there's a spectrum of. I feel like you can either there's thinking you're amazing, and thinking you suck, and right in the middle of that is self-awareness. So, look, that was great what you shared with us. We want to hear more. I'm peeking over in the chat. Everyone loves you. So, don't be so bashful. Feel free to build out that SoundCloud with whatever you got. We want to hear more from you, David. Everyone follow David Nathaniel on SoundCloud, dude. Go check see how many people followed you on SoundCloud. I bet people follow you, dude.
It kind of sucks. Now I wish I would have I'm about to rebrand, quote unquote. So
continue the brand and continue uploading. We'll be there for it, dude.
Okay.
Yo, David, thank you so much for calling in and sharing. Definitely hit me up on Instagram with the song and we'll go crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
You sound. No rush, but
realistic. I could do it this weekend if you want. Yeah, I could probably.
Don't rush. It's if you wanted to. I'm not.
Hey, you lived without it for like half a year. You didn't even know.
You owe me nothing, David.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not getting money as of now.
So we'll talk.
No
David.
contract signed.
I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Peace.
Call from Sandwich.
Yes, Sandwich.
Hi, it's Sandwich.
Sandwich. How are you doing, Sandwich?
Yes.
Sandwich. Sandwich. Have we ever spoken before?
No, we have not.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure to meet you, Sandwich.
The pleasure's all mine.
Sandwich. Now, where did that come from, that name?
So, I'm glad you asked because it's a very, very weird story.
Can I ask you real quick? Am I on speakerphone?
Oh, no, I'm actually on a headset. Let me take you off the headset.
Yeah, that'd be great. I can't hear you super well.
There, is that better?
Much better, much better. You were explaining the origin of your name.
Okay, so I am an artist, and at the time of my artist name being created, I was actually backstage with the band called Dope, and I was convinced by my husband to draw a caricature of one of the bandmates while we were meeting with them, and they were super nice. And me being super shy, never using social media, I was like, hey, I have paper and pencil and no iPad. I will draw you if that is okay. And so one of the I think the bass guitarist, I think his name was, I can't remember his name. Virus? Yes, it's Virus. I drew him. He asked me for my Instagram, and I didn't have one. So I made it up real quick, said sandwich art 7. There you go. And he tagged me, and he was super sweet. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And ever since, I've just been flying with it.
Sandwich. Have you ever invented something?
Yeah. I'm actually a very creative person, and my husband's an engineer, so we were actually both trying to invent things together.
Interesting. You know what's so funny is that this entire... correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I believe that this entire stream, I don't think we've gotten one like actual like traditional physical invention.
Oh.
No, maybe we've gotten a couple, but I'm sorry. What tell me more about this invention that you and your husband were working on.
Oh, well, we try to invent a bunch of things that we have ideas for, like a rock wall that is actually able to self-acclimate to any surface of a mountain that you choose, as well as a thing that you can use for prosthetic legs, because my husband is an amputee. And he is trying to invent something that will help to lock the knee in place, because everybody with limbs underestimates how important your knees and joints are when it comes to placing them in angles. So he's trying to invent something that will make it stay in place at a certain angle to help climb stairs and things like that for amputees.
Interesting. Invention. Necessity is truly the mother of invention.
Indeed. And that's the thing that he's hoping to do for his field as an engineer, is to help with prosthetics and things that will help disabled people to get around, because he struggles with that a lot. So, yeah.
Interesting. And are you a part of this project as well?
Yes. I'm actually the artist, so of course I am helping my husband to draw out the ideas, and we work together to collaborate, like where do things go? Where does this bend? What does this look like? So I pretty much helped him to illustrate.
That's awesome. And are you guys how are you getting funding for like a prototype or something? Are you going to pitch to investors, or is this because it's a sort of a medical thing? Is there like an organization of some kind that helps fund projects like these?
Well, we are, he is going to college right now, where he is working with people for different projects right now that will hopefully lead to either a career or a pathway to a career. And he has been applying to different doctors in our area in Texas to show them hey, I have this idea. Would you want to fund this, or do you want to back this project up? And he hasn't gotten any word yet, but it's like a baby at this point. It's a brand new baby idea that we're hoping will get legs soon. But in the meantime, he's also helping with a bunch of other things like robot arms and stuff like that.
Interesting. How long has your husband been doing stuff like this?
Well, as long as he's been in college, which has been for at least the past 4 or 5 years. But he's still a student, so he hasn't graduated officially, but he's so close.
That's fantastic. It's so great that you guys are working on something together that combines each other's skills.
Yes, thank you. And we think the same thing, is that one of us needs to know math and one of us needs to know how to draw a person.
Now, so your husband has sort of employed your creative skills on a project that sounds like it was sort of his thing. Has he helped you out on any of your own projects as well?
Yes, and we're actually trying to work together to lift up my own business. And I don't mean to steal the show, just hey, follow me. I don't mean that at all. Just it just happens to be that he's trying to help me to lift up my own art business. And of course, the word art is always met with the same assumption of, oh, that's not going to make money. But I really do think, and because my husband believes in my art so hard, that it could take off if we know what we're doing first, of course, know what to charge, know how to get a website up, because right now I'm just on TikTok, but I know that if I were able to get a path going, we could take off with an art business and possibly fund ourselves. But right now I'm tied to a full-time job for health insurance and funding, of course.
What kind of art do you make?
A lot. So that's where my name actually does come into reality, that I have a sandwich of all these different talents of oil painting, digital art. Right now I'm doing a lot of resin art, and that's the latest thing you'll notice on my TikTok is just a bunch of Among Us characters, cats, and different resin things.
So the business would be primarily buying or primarily selling original art, or a combination of that and doing commissions?
Yes, that's correct. In fact, I'm supposed to be working on an oil painting, but I'm still sitting on it because it takes forever.
And how has TikTok been working for you? Because, you know, I mean, TikTok is TikTok and Reddit, but a lot of TikTok is pretty much how I've been able to do what I do now. So I always tell everyone, like, I mean, TikTok's crazy. I even have like a bunch of friends who like have gone viral on TikTok, and now they've been able to, you know, build their own businesses and followings. I mean, it's crazy how much power that app has to help people do their things.
It in my honest opinion, from my point of view as an artist that uses TikTok, and I've used it for the past year, of course, since COVID started, and it feels like an abusive relationship at this point because I feel like I was getting a lot of love in the beginning, a lot of flooding of love, and then suddenly I'm getting like under 200 views per video if it's anything to do with art. But if it's something to do with Satanism or something clickbait worthy, then suddenly it gets to 20K, no problem. Which
I'm sorry, you just said with Satanism?
Yes, I just joined the Satanic Temple because I'm in Texas, but also because I'm an atheist.
You joined a Satanic Temple. So you post about both Satanism and art?
I've only ever posted about Satanism like literally twice. I do plan to post about it more and do bits like, hey, this is what Satanism can do for you. But yes, I've joined a Satanic Temple, and I showed people like, hey, this is what I got in my care package. Isn't that sweet? Look at this awesome sticker. And suddenly I'm getting 20K people commenting and looking at that video. But meanwhile, my art is still like 200.
See, the thing about TikTok is like, you make one type of video, and if that video does well, TikTok goes, all right, you now do this forever.
Yes. Right? And it's like, I don't want to be the Satanist person only. I mean, that's part of the package, but not everything I do. And that's where I see a lot of TikTok artists finding themselves trapped, because they do follow that white rabbit of, ooh, this is getting popular, let me follow this hole. And then you completely distance yourself from what you really want to do or what you're actually about.
Interesting. What made you want to join a satanic temple? I've heard that Satanism is actually a lot more wholesome than it gives off on the surface. It's about loving yourself, and no, I'm dead serious. I've heard it's about like loving yourself and like I hear you explain it to me. I'm dumb.
No, it's okay. Well, the saying goes, the main slogan is thyself is thy master. So it's really not about worshiping Satan at all. It's really like unlike where you're worshiping Sky Daddy hand and foot, like some folks. It's not like that at all for Satan. It's just more like a symbol of like, hey, this guy and Satan's story is really a lot more complex than people like to. He's ground daddy. Yes, I call him hell daddy. And people like to think, oh, you worship Satan. It's like, no, he's more like a symbol of like, kind of like how Medusa was the symbol for women, for wayward women who are running away from abuse. So Satanism is kind of that escape from the same kind of religious borders that we find in laws. Like, for example, I don't know if you've heard of what happened in Texas and what Greg Abbott did, but now women are practically second-class citizens, and we can't really have any say in what we do with our own bodies. So Satanism kind of offers that kind of a religious loophole. Like, hey, if you're part of our religion, abortion is part of our practice, and women's rights are our number one thing. Like, if you're part of this religion, it's illegal for them to to basically stop you. It's something that is a part of you, so they can't take that away based on this religion, Satanism.
I like that. Thyself is thy master. It's a very anti-religious sentiment to sort of center the worship. I mean, not to, not like in an egotistical way, but to center the worship around the individual as opposed to the entity.
Exactly. That's what I really liked about it, and I was already really following the Satanic Temple because of those ideals. And they seem like, if you look at their website and their Facebook, they seem like they're at the beginning stages, but really I think it's just they haven't been able to show people like, hey, this is what Satanism is about, but because people just look at the word Satan and think, oh no.
Interesting. So you posted a couple times about Satanism, and you said a care package. They sent you like a little welcoming bag of some kind. They give you like Satan swag. Do they give you like fake horns to wear and shit?
I would make those myself, but no. What happens is when you sign up online, all you really need is to sign up with your email, and that's about it. But they give you the option to buy a membership card, and I'm like, I want to be cool. I want a membership card, and I picked out my design, and I picked out my name on it, and they sent me like a whole bunch of other things that I didn't expect, like a certificate, stickers, and thank you cards. And so I show it in my TikTok and showing everybody like, hey, look, it's not scary. They're not going to send you a dead rabbit in the mail or
but they
have
might
a
send you
Satanist
spam,
symbol on it.
which is almost as bad.
Sure. I haven't experienced spam. So far as I've seen, when I'm part of the email list, they really tell you like, hey, this is what we're doing. Like the last one I can remember was that they're helping students in a school who were basically banned from doing a protest of some kind. And I think it had to do with Black Lives Matter, but the school got on them on that because of some rule. But they're like, hey, if we give these students our hoodies for free, they can't tell them no, and it'll be their own form of protest. So we're donating hoodies to these students. If you're a student, let us know, and we'll give you a hoodie, so that way you can say, screw you.
Interesting. You're really selling the Satanism experience. It's interesting because I also imagine like, a bunch of people in cloaks lighting candles, trying to summon something.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's very theatrical on the website and their Facebook, but it's like you kind of have to play the role if you're going to like tell people like, hey, we're a religion, Satan is our symbol, this is what we look like. And so you would expect that to be the case.
Now, is your husband, is he a Satanist as well?
Well, he was raised Catholic. I'm kind of selling him on it. Like, he doesn't feel the need to make it official because he doesn't have a uterus.
Sure. Yeah, but he's coming around to it.
Yeah, he's coming around. He's very open and he's the most supportive man you'll ever meet in your life. We even bought like a $40 mug that looks like a witch's brew mug, and I love it so much. And we live with my mother-in-law, his mom, and I'm hiding it from her because I'm like worried she's going to say something about it. Because when I told her about it, which freely by accident, and she's a very diehard Catholic, she was like, "Oh, that's a waste of money." But I was like, "Well, I think that's your reaction right now." Like, but because what religion hasn't wasted a ton of paper?
Exactly. Dude, well, you know how expensive the Crusades must have been? All that fucking chain mail and shit?
Yes. Back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Well, dude, you and your husband are total hashtag goals. I love it. Before we go, where can we find your stuff?
Oh, on TikTok it is at Sandwich Art, straight up Sandwich Art. That's SAM Witch Art. And my Instagram is at SandwichArt7.
Beautiful.
And I also have a YouTube channel, but I only have one video, which is from a group that I'm not even in charge of
Is
anymore.
it a Satanist video?
No, I wish.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to have to check it out myself. I'm super curious about everything that you make.
Oh, thank you. I so appreciate it.
Of course. Sam, thank you so much for being an excellent last call of the evening. We appreciate you calling in.
Oh, thank you for having me, and goodbye, chat, and goodbye, Gecko.
Of course. Have a good night, Sam.
Good night.
Therapy Gecko, he's not a man in a suit. Give him a call, and if you get through, you can spill your guts, your heart, or your soul. You can be serious, sad, or even a troll. He might yes and you if he's doing a bit, or he might just hang up if he's tired of it. He's a real gecko with a human face. Explore Alaska or outer space to say what's on your mind and listen to what he says, but always remember and never forget, he's not a licensed therapist.